What's up, everybody? It's Ron Down the People's Champ here. Today I wanted to go over the hideout. I have a max level hideout. I wanted to show you what all you can craft in here, what a max hideout looks like. We'll run around in here a little bit. And yeah, that pretty much sums up today's video. Starting off all the way on the left here, we have the air filtering unit. What this does is it will boost your physical attributes by using an air filter. If you don't know which filter I'm talking about, it is this one, um, the big ass air filter. I think it's 3 by 3, 9 slots. If you ever find one of these in raid, definitely yoink it because they're expensive as hell. So one of those will boost, I believe, for either 12 or 24 hours. It'll boost your physical attributes, which would be your endurance skill, strength skill, health, vitality, stress resistance, and probably attention, memory, charisma, intellect, but obviously not the weapons. Weapons will do that themselves. Same thing for surgery, aiming, covert movement, doing those will do that. Moving on to the next thing, which is my favorite, and I think most people's favorite, the Bitcoin farm. This is the money maker, baby. So you can craft as soon as you put in a graphics card in here. You will start crafting bitcoins. Depending on how many in here, will depend on how soon you get a bitcoin. The max you can have is 50 graphics cards. With 50 in here, I get a bitcoin every 5 hours. But I can't just, fill this thing up with 50 graphics cards, then get on in 2 weeks and have, a ton of bitcoins. I can't have more than 3 sitting here. Now you can collect a bitcoin every time it is crafted, but I can't get on later than 15 hours and expect it to still be farming. It'll just be sitting here idling, waiting for me to collect them. So if you can only get on once a day, there's really no point in putting more than 25 graphics cards in here, because once you get to 25, it will give you a Bitcoin every 8 hours. Every 8 hours at 3 Bitcoins would be, 3 Bitcoins in 24 hours once a day. Next we have the booze generator. What this is used for is obviously crafting moonshine. With 2 sugars and 1 purified water, you will get moonshine, which is used in the Scav case. We will get to that here soon. The next thing is the generator. Upgrading this will give you additional slots for the generator. I have the most. This is maxed. Everything is maxed for this hideout. Now later on, there's another category that relates to your generator. You can cut the efficiency of the generator so your fuel will last a lot longer, which is pretty sweet. Next thing is the heating. This is one of the things you kind of just have to upgrade to get other things. It does have a couple, good bonuses. It removes negative effects rate by a ton, and your energy regeneration goes up, which means when you're out of raid, your your AKA food or energy will be going up constantly. Next thing is Illumination. This is one of the things that has no benefit other than changing the lights in here. You just kind of have to do this to get other things up, the things that people want, the things that, really makes the hideout awesome. The next thing is your Intelligence Center. This is pretty much just the technology crafting center. The best things about this would be it gives you quest money reward boost, cuts your insurance return time by a quarter. You make more or less flea market commission tax, and your scav cooldown timer goes down by 40%. So instead of waiting 20 minutes, I think I wait 12 or 11 minutes for scav cooldown. Also, what's really good about these, you can craft um, the flash drives, you can craft Intel, and you can craft graphics cards. Um, Now, this one is a decent one. This is great for if you're trying to use your Scav box and you can't find Intels very well. Um, Now, this is good for the task, but unfortunately, by the time you have your Intel center up, you'll probably already be done with this task, so that's kind of a bummer. But you need some of these items for other tasks, and like I don't think I've ever even found one of these in raid. I found a couple of these, and a couple of these, mainly on reserve. But you can just craft them here. And another good thing about crafting things in your hideout is they will come in the found in raid status, so you can sell any one of these on the flea market. Next thing is the laboratory. This is another crafting station. Some of these are really good. You can craft your own fuel. You can craft ammo boxes, scav backpacks, craftings you need for tasks. I know you need that for tasks. You need those for tasks. You can craft these, which is awesome, which also have the found and raid status, so you can sell it. The 60 round AK mags, and then scav jump boxes. That's all really cool. Um, Next thing is your library. This will give you additional raid experience and bring up your practical skills with a leveling boost. Next thing is the med station. I'm sorry, I started crafting something, so it's not telling you how many of these items you need right now for these. But this is a really awesome one to make 7 propitol. What I do here is I will wait until I have like an ibuprofen with 1 left or a golden star with 1 left in it, and then I'll take it and I'll turn it in here to make 7 propitol. These don't have to be brand new, which is really cool. The IFAX one is handy. The Vaseline, SJ6 isn't bad. Surf kits, I think that one's an awesome one. You need 10 of these defibrillators to get a thick items case. It's nice to be able to craft these. The Salua one. Now they made some changes to these. It used to be 1 of each of these. Now I think it's 2, 2, 2, and 1 to make it. So they've upped it. I don't do the other ones. Next thing is the nutrition unit. The only ones here I've really, the one that mainly people use is the 2 Alianca for the sugar, because you need the 2 sugar and the super water to make the moonshine. That's why these go for about half the price of sugar on the flea market. You need a couple of these for tasks. I know you need the small Dashankas. You need these for tasks. Really the only ones I ever use are the sugar, making these aquamarine. These are awesome. I think they're 150 milliliters. You need about 40 milliliter to go from 0 hydration to 100. So, you know, you can almost go 0 to 100 4 times with one of those bottles. Now this is good for a task. I think it's on woods. You have to kill scabs while under the influence, or while having your, I think, strength skill up. So instead of using expensive stems, you can craft 20 of these, bring like 4 into a raid with you. If you get killed, you know, it's a lot cheaper. I think these go for, you know, sometimes 15k for a single one. It's a lot cheaper just to make it and have that. The next one would be rest space. Um, this helps with your negative effects removal. This gets your energy and health regeneration up, and it gives you a maximum energy reserve of plus 10. If you look at my character here, I go up to 110 because of that right there, which is pretty sweet. I wish they had it for hydration also, but not yet. Maybe that's something they'll add. The next thing is my second favorite, the Scav Jump Box. Now, I've gotten some pretty sweet stuff back using this, especially for Moonshine and Intel. I've gotten a couple key cards, mainly yellow key cards. You get a lot of keys when you use the intel, lots and lots of keys, normally 2 or 3 guns and a key and something else. I've gotten slicks back, I've gotten Gen 4s, I've gotten all types of armor. Um, this is, in my opinion, the best one. But if you're looking for keys, I would go for using the intel. Now all of these are really handy if you're trying to find the streamer items to get Kappa. The last task is to turn in every streamer item. You will get a lot of streamer items by doing any of these. I think it's 3,075, or sorry, 500, 7,500, one moonshine, one intel, and then 85,000 rubles. All these are rubles to turn in for um, a timer. Timer's different for each one of these. I think Intel's 5.5 hours, Moonshine's 4.5 hours. I think this is like 2 hours, and then these are probably even less, like 45 minutes and maybe a half hour. So that's awesome. Security, this is one of those things you just have to upgrade to get your other ones up. Shooting range, self-explanatory. This gives you the ability to test out your guns. We'll actually come in here and check it out. I don't have any guns on me. So you can't test out grenades, but you can test out this bad boy. Any ammo you shoot here, you don't actually waste. As you saw, I shot that one. That's the only one I had. I can shoot again. You can actually come here. You can see, how much damage that did. Whoa! See where you shoot at. You can't turn backwards with it. You can test out your lasers, all that. So this is awesome. 10 out of 10. I love how they have this. I wish it was a little bit longer. Maybe have 20 meters, 30 meters, 50 meters, something like that there. So, I guess we'll give it 8 out of 10 then, not 10 out of 10. Moving on, we've got solar power. This is what I was talking about with the fuel. Once this is all the way up, it cuts your fuel consumption by more than half. Next is your stash. This is one that if you buy EOD, you don't ever have to worry about because you have max stash size. At the start of this wipe, I did not have EOD. I decided to buy it later. The first stash upgrade was, I think, 3.5 million rubles, which I spent. It was the greatest day waiting for this to be crafted. I think it was 24 hours to wait because I had so much more room. And then in between that level and the next one is when I bought EOD. But I think the next one was either 7.5 or 9.5 million rubles. So that's a lot of money, but worth it in my opinion. Space is the best thing in this game because that means it's the more stuff you can grab, the more money you can make. The next thing is vents. This is another thing you just have to upgrade to unlock being able to upgrade other things. Then we have the water collector. You use a water filter to get purified water, which you use to make the moonshine with 2 sugars of purified water. Now this will also get your hydration regeneration rate up. Now normally there's a little bug with this, but normally one water filter gives you like 1.5, maybe 1.75 purified waters, but right now it's bugged. Once you have the full one and you grab it out of here, it doesn't continue over into the next one. So that's something they're going to fix here soon. And the last thing is the workbench. This is where I do the most crafting. The good ones, in my opinion, would be, I think it's 50 SP6, and then like 100 PS for 100 366 AP. That's a good one. This is a great one, 107N1 for PZ, PST, GZH. I think 100 or no 50 of those, 1 nails and 1 and 1. I'm sorry, I'm crafting something right now, so it's not showing you these amounts. What else do we have here? You can make M995 140 for 1 OFC and I believe 1 green gunpowder, or it might be 2. Now this is Eagle Nick, another awesome one, 120 for 1 1 and 1. I'm gonna just hold this on here so you guys can see what some of these are. This is good because you can trade in a rechargeable battery for an 8R. Now this is one I do a lot, 130 M61 for 3 red and 1 helix. This is another one I do a lot, 8 VOG 25s for 5 fuses and 5 40mm VOGs. You can make AP20 slugs. That one's trash. It's PP. Magnum Buck. It's a good shotgun round. Make 180 rip rounds for I believe 1 Hawk and maybe 1 or 2 wires. 1 OFZ for 10 RGD nades. 5 flashbang. These I wouldn't really do. This one maybe if you need the red. This one I wish it was a lot more than 80 BP rounds because these VSS and Vals, they shoot so fast. I mean, that's like 2.5 clips. That's not even get you through a raid. I think this is S&B. I wish they would give you the option of some 7N1 for the sniper. This is a good one, 120 BP for green gunpowder. And this is M856A1, the tracer round for, I believe, 100 M855 and a red gunpowder. That's the Warmage. This is SP6, that's a decent one. I think 100 HP, 100 or 200 HP, green gunpowder, and a xenomorph. And then I guess this one for task wouldn't be bad. You need a bunch of car batteries for a tank battery, which, you know, these go for a lot, so I don't know. You can't really put a price tag on finishing your task, so that's everything. Let me run around in here and show you guys around how things look. There's not much interactive here. I do love this Bitcoin farm. It looks sweet. We had a intruder the other night. He didn't make it in though. Housekeeping still hasn't come. This place has come a long way since I first walked down here. It was a freaking mess, looked like a crack house. I think this is really the only interactive thing. Turn on the TV. Can't even sit on the couch. Just kind of crouch here. But yep, that's the hideout. I hope you guys learned something, or yeah, I hope you learned something. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.